Happy 2026. Welcome back to my channel, Joyfully Homeschooling Boys. And how was everybody's new year? It's 2026, y'all. I did not believe that we are here already, and we started this journey since the virus. So, it's crazy how fast this journey goes. And if it's your first time checking out one of my videos, my name is Frances, and I am journeying along this homeschool journey, and I presently have an 11th, 10th, and 7th grader. So I am really in the thick of it, and I know I told you guys that I'd be slowing down my videos. I am going to try to work better so that I can batch them so you guys can get all of the videos, but me just having the same attire on. Or changing it up a little bit, who knows. And so be patient with me, as I have had a new phone and I'm seeing this now. It's like, whoa, this camera is showing it all, okay? And I got some I mean, everything is showing it all. So I might have to put on some makeup for y'all. But no, that being said, I got a new phone and I had just bought myself a camera. And I had just bought myself a mic. And so the mic no longer works with this phone. So give me a few weeks. I am going to be taking care of that and figuring that whole thing out. I don't even know if I could return the mic. Maybe I'll gift it to somebody else, but I don't know. So, my hubby ended up buying me the mic that I needed for my phone for Christmas. And so he updated my phone because he knows I do these videos. And so that was my gift for Christmas. So I'm here with you. Hopefully we don't have any sound problems until I get my mic up and working. Again, my goal is to do better this year, even for environments and my background, trying to do better. But for now, as I'm in this apartment, I can only video where the quiet is, and right now that's in my bedroom with the door closed. And so this is my whole area of books, planning, and extra things that I keep in this file right here. Today, the first video of 2026 is definitely going to be about the 3 H's in my life, and that's home, health, and homeschool. And I really just want to be open and honest about where I'm going, about what I'm trying to do in this space, and all the things. So I don't want to leave you out there thinking like, oh, Frances says she's not coming back, so that's what it looks like. No, I'm trying to do things better, to be more productive. And honestly, it mostly starts with me, right? So, and even moving forward, if you see me looking down, I'm a person that likes visuals. I like notes. And since I don't have a setup where I can just look over there and be like, hey, let me just read off of my cue card, I don't have that yet. So I'm working on all the things to do better and make these videos more like for you here, my community. So bear with me as I do those things to like grow this space and serve you better. The first thing up I will say is my word of the year. Now, when I started this year, and I know you probably heard me say it last year, I was not going to have a word of the year. But in my co-op, in order to do, we have a thing called Secret Sister, where we buy gifts for 3 months, and then we kind of surprise, the last month we kind of reveal who our secret sister was. So in order for me to participate, I had to have a word of the year. And I was already breaking down this scripture, Romans 12:2, do not conform to the things of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So in that scripture, the word renew. And so my word of the year is renew, because I am really trying to renew the things that I have let fall by the wayside as a mom. And so that being said, I will start with the home first. My biggest goals or things to renew in my home this year are definitely not that major, but things that need to be more consistent. And so the first thing is less screens. I have, for me, for my kids, yes, also. And just getting them to a point where it's responsibility before play. And that's a big thing I'm really trying to instill in them this year. And so, and even training myself, even when I'm tired, not letting them get over, because I tend to do that. And so just sitting and recognizing, like, nope, this is what needs to happen. And so, yes, less screens for me. I have already finished reading one book. Let me see if it's on my shelf back here. Yes. I finished reading this, and I had started reading it. It's hard is not the same thing as bad. And it's so funny because I was in the middle of reading, and where I left the bookmark, I went back to read it, and it was just saying things like this. Motherhood burnout is hard and not good. Doing everything ourselves without asking for help is hard and not good. Ignoring our emotions and pretending that everything is fine when we're drowning is hard and not good. Taking on too much in the name of doing it all is hard and not good. I want the intention of this channel to really grow so that it could help, even if it's a little bit, who knows where the Lord will take things. And so as the space around us is increased, as we move on to other things this year, that's what it's looking like. I just had to say, what am I gonna really focus on? And I feel like this year, as much as I love to be on Instagram, of course I'm still on there, I scroll, but I'm not really posting a lot on Instagram. I'm more so like doing like a diary type thing when I want to post. Nothing that I'm putting time and big energy into. Of course, I'm still in my stories because me and my kids like to have fun and share. And so those are things, though, that are like when you want to do it, not pressure to do it. And so for me this year, I do want to put my focused energy onto YouTube. And then the next thing for home is healthier eating. So since January started, I have put down sugar. Now, not sugar from fruit and whatever sugar is probably in dressing. Those are probably the two type of sugars that I haven't given up, but anything else I have been really good about doing that. Celebrate. I lost 4 pounds, and so this is something that I'm wanting to really do for myself this year. My goal is to get under 200 pounds, close to like 160, back to where I originally was before I got married. You know, you start dating and then you put on pounds, and you get married and you get comfortable and you put on more pounds. Yeah, it's time for all that too. Bye-bye. Anyway, I feel like I'm heading towards the big 5-0, and so I need to start doing things that will make my journey towards the latter adult woman years and all that we go through as women. So for home, less screens and more healthy meals, eating at home, and just learning. It's so funny learning how to say no to your kids in the car. Like, oh, mom, can we just stop? And then it's like, if you stop and they're eating, you're going to eat instead of you eating at home. So, but it's been good. Even in having to travel outside of home, I think that just being more prepared and doing easier things. And so that has been working. I've been trying to stick to a strict meat, fruit, and vegetables. So for homeschool, getting more disciplined. I just said that. Like, I am at the point now where I've said all of that. Getting more disciplined as far as sleep, getting up, a routine, finishing your work before you go on screens. We are incorporating 2 blackout days this year. That's Wednesday and Thursday, where there are no screens at all. Now, because my kids have a hard time getting off of screens, we're starting really slow. The month of January, everybody chose to fast one thing. And honestly, one of my sons chose to fast his whole PlayStation. One chose his phone, and one chose video games overall. And he's been making and editing some YouTube videos. So, yeah. The other thing is to get to the library. So one day out of the week, I want to try to be at the library by 9 a.m. so that my high schooler that goes to culinary in the afternoon has at least 2 days at the library. And so that means one day going at 9 and the other day going in the evening from like 6 to 8. So I'm trying to incorporate those 2 days. My kids are also doing basketball on Saturdays. So Saturdays is busy. Two of them are doing basketball, and then two of them are doing play season and drama, which most of those rehearsals are from 9 to 2 on Saturdays, which it's a long day. And so for me, because the drive is far, almost an hour, I don't drive back home because there's no way I'm trucking close to 4 hours on my car on Saturdays. So it's all right during these times, reading, all of that stuff. Yeah. And so next thing is prepping dinners, lunch, all of that stuff. I already talked about that with healthier eating. I really want things to be more planned and prepped, or just available for my kids to go in the kitchen and make it themselves, because hey, I am living with teenagers, preteens. I don't need to be cooking and making their food every day. I mean, back in the day, it probably was one of those things like mama was always in the kitchen, but I'm at this point now where I need you to figure out how to be more independent with knowing what's in the house and going making something for yourself to eat. And so, yeah, because I'm not always going to be just up to be in the kitchen to cook for you. Now, yes, a lot of the times I do cook dinner every night, but I'm trying to get out of that too. I'm trying to do like a 2-for-1 type thing where I cook one day and it serves for 2 nights. Does that make sense? 2-for-1? Cook for 2 days on one night. Yeah. And so that's that. And the other thing for homeschool is reading more. I definitely want us to start reading more. Like, I cut out screens already, and I've already told you I finished that book, and I'm halfway through the Little Pilgrim Progress, which I'm loving. That book is so good. And I didn't, I started reading that with my kids. And so we are not officially no longer a read aloud family. I just had to let it go. So we do Bible separately. We do reading separately. And so I am trying to start it to where I read it and I pass it to the next one and pass it to the next one. So in their reading, I can just be like, wasn't that good? And how'd you like this? And all that stuff. So we can discuss as we're reading. And that's what that looks like. For them, I definitely want to foster more independence. As I was saying, I feel like overall, they could definitely be more independent with their stuff. Actually, everybody got a book light for Christmas, and I was like, we're going to be reading. Understand? We're going to be reading. So now, as January is upon us, our workload tends to get a little bit heavier because it is cold outside. We tend to not go more places, even though in the spring, I tend to be more out. Once the spring breaks, I try to do something like every 2 weeks. It's kind of hard this year because my older one is in culinary in the afternoon. So even for us to go anywhere, it makes it kind of, So he might just have to miss some stuff this year because I feel like I really just want to go out and be out every other Friday. Once the weather, like, as soon as we get to like 60, we're back out. Okay. And so that's what that looks like for homeschool, getting more discipline, being at the library, reading more independence, and heavier workloads for the season of like January to March. Just a little bit heavier. This is when I really dig in and do all things like that. Now, last thing for me, which too I already mentioned, it's just more moving and more reading. I have 2 things, and not necessarily 2. There are small goals for myself personally, which I don't do, like drinking more water and taking my vitamins and my iron, and things that I just need to take more consistently. Also learning how to slow down in that time where my iron is really bad, and not feeling bad about it, because hey, we can't just go and not give ourselves rest. So definitely trying to be more mindful of what I need and to move more and to read more. I'm actually enjoying the fact that I'm not watching TV and blasting through TV and reading more. It's crazy how much time you feel like you have when you turn off screens. Yeah, it's really crazy. Sorry if you hear my kids in the background. like I said, hopefully one day I will have a room where I can close the door and my kids will no longer be here while I'm shooting my videos. Am I close enough? Oh boy. All right. So that is everything for home, homeschool, and health as far as 2026 is concerned. And honestly, even in setting my goals for January, it's like one of those things of like trying to be slow with it. Be really slow. And so even in the new year, I set up in the living room. I have a table, which is my walking pad table. I have a table that I can sit at in the morning to read my Bible, and then the table is there during the day as I'm planning homeschool stuff and being more intentional. And I actually, starting this last week, I no longer allow my kids in their bedroom to do their schoolwork because I feel like their screens are on their desk now and they don't want to move them, and so they are required to work at the table or at another table in the living room, which we have fold up tables to do, because I need focused work. And I feel like everything in their bedroom is a distraction. So yeah, making some big strides on, just me getting up early, except for the week that sister girl is in the hood. I sleep in because I need it, and hopefully one day I won't have to be dealing with the whole low iron. That would be an answer prayer. And so, yeah, slowly but surely making better habits and staying connected to Jesus, and definitely making my quiet time in the morning like very important to me. I have my prayer journal, I have my Bible, I have my the James Method book that I showed you guys that's out there with me, and all the things. I have my planning sheets, weekly planning sheet. I will have videos coming out about IEW, and I will have a video coming about planning, and I will have a Denison / Think or Math comparison coming out. So stay tuned for those. I will check you out. If you have not seen any of my other videos, I'm about to drop this here for you. Just click it, continue to watch, and I will see you next time when my new video drops.